Hi, welcome to the channel and welcome to 2022. I hope you all had a really nice Christmas and fab New Year. I thought I'd kick 2022 off with a new video, try and restart some regular content on the channel. So this first video is really just an introduction to sort of the main project that I'll be working on in the first part of the year, or certainly the first the main personal project that I'll be working on. I'm a member of the Deployment Zone TV Patreon, and one of the projects that's one of the community sort of challenges that's running there this year is Hobbypocalypse 2. For those of you that remember the old style sort of Tale of Gamers series in White Dwarf, it's very similar to that. You paint up 250 points every month, post your results at the end of the month, and at the end of 6 months you have a 1500 point sort of workable army. Now Deployment Zone have got together with various of their sponsors and have put together an awesome package of prizes for one lucky winner, who sort of epitomises the community spirit and sort of the idea behind the Hobbypocalypse. It's been run by 4 of the regulars from the channel, Scallion, Stylus, Sultan and Monkey, and they are the 4 horsemen of the Hobbypocalypse. So this, the winner of these prizes will be sort of voted for by those 4 guys, and will become the 5th horseman of the year. So what I thought I would do while I'm taking part in the challenge, I thought I would document my progress and sort of talk around what my plans are for joining in, what army I'm going to be building, and what else I'm going to be doing alongside the excuse me, the building and painting, just to sort of add extra value, shall we say. Now, as you may be able to make out from the boxes to the side of me, my project is going to be Adeptus Sororitas. These will be a custom order of my own based on the Bloody Rose, and they will be the Order of the Golden Thorn. So the paint scheme is going to be yellow, which I've never done on an army before, so I thought that would be a nice challenge to try alongside building up a new army on a clock, as it were. I'm hopefully going to be making greater use of my airbrush to get that down than I've ever done on an army before. So I've got behind me, I've got the classic Canoness from the old Sisters of Battle Codex. That's the Finecast resin one that they did as a special edition a while back. I've got Morven Val, and I've got the Combat Patrol and the Christmas Battle Force. I am hoping to add some more boxes to this in the coming weeks, and I'm also a subscriber to the Imperial magazine, so I'll be getting additional drops of sort of Battle Sister squads and bits and bobs here and there to add to the army as and when they come in the magazine's progression. My first month is going to be Morven Val herself. She is 265 points, I believe, so sort of gets me comfortably over the 250 point opening month target. I am potentially also going to be adding to that 3 Paragon warsuits, but that will depend on when I can get my hands on some and how long I've got left in the month to paint them up, alongside other projects that I'm working on. I need to sort of get some other bits and bobs moving and sort of through to completion. So I may just stick with Morven Val. I am going to do her in a different scheme. She is one of the High Lords of Terror, so she would not necessarily be kitted out in the paint scheme for the Golden Thorn. So I figured I'd do her in sort of a white armour, also a colour I've never tried before on sort of large scale. So yeah, I'm really sort of racking up the challenges here to sort of get cracking with. I've also got here in my side a special sort of hero base from March of War. He is also present on the dztv Discord. He does resin bases and terrain, scenery and that sort of thing. Top guy, love him. And he does some quality products to keep to sort of add interest to your models. So I'm hoping again to be able to kit out the entire army on sort of thematic ruined convent bases, or ruined sanctuary bases, should I say, from here, the March of War range. Added to that, I figured that as we're going along and building an army up, one of the best ways of displaying that would be to add some custom scenery, so that when I actually get around to playing games with these, they're sort of playing over their own sort of ruined convents. So in order to let these guys fight over some interesting and thematic terrain, one of the other things that I'm hoping to do, I've picked up some and sort of commenced on some scenery already, is from the TT Combat range of MDF buildings and scenery. I've picked up some of their ruined convent pieces. I haven't got them to hand at the moment, but I've started sort of building those, and I'll be painting those up to sort of go along with the army. And hopefully the idea is that as I start taking sort of pictures at the month's end of progress on the sisters themselves, they'll be taken, those pictures will be taken on scenery designed to sort of go with the army. That's a project. I mean, scenery is sort of a project that is always needs more work. However, I think by sort of doing it alongside the army, I should be able to build up sort of some nice collections. I've been working on some themed terrain for my Space Marines just before Christmas, and that's coming on really nicely. So I want to sort of carry that through and do that. Continue that idea on with the sisters as well. And then the final thing that I want to do to sort of really add value is to start adding narrative background to the army as I go along. Those of you that know me know that I love adding sort of flavour and character to my armies through naming models and writing sort of narrative background for them. So I'll be doing exactly the same with this army. The Order of the Golden Thorn will be based on the same home world as my Space Marine chapter, which is Kazant in the Jericho Reach. So they will be sort of re-establishing an imperial, or sort of the imperial church presence on Kazant, and using that as a base to then push further out into the Jericho Reach and push back the forces of chaos alongside my Space Marines and my Forge World. So keep an eye out also, hopefully, for some narrative or possibly some stories, some little collections of a sort of background thematic work to add depth to the army as we're going along. So that's essentially the sort of the big project that I'm going to be working on in the first half of this year. Hopefully that's something that might interest you. I'm going to try and do all sorts of videos to go along with it. I'll be building some of the kits on camera. I did a few sort of from the Forge videos of Space Marine tanks and bits and bobs as I built those and put the kits together, so I'll be doing the same with these. I've got an Immolator, a Rhino and an Exorcist to put together, as well as some of the smaller bits and bobs, so hopefully there'll be a whole range of videos going along there. And then once I've got the paint scheme nailed down, I'll sort of try and add some of the painting and the hobby elements into the videos as well. The idea being that I'll then sort of have a whole catalogue of videos on the channel, all documenting sort of the progress of this army and how it goes together, how it's been built, the themes and the ideas behind it, the narrative, and then how to physically sort of achieve the scheme. So hopefully that'll sort of keep you interested and keep you going. And in the end, at the end of the 6 months, the intention is I'll probably get some games filmed and on the channel as well. See how we get on with those. Assuming Tower haven't destroyed everything in the entire 40k universe by then. Take care. See you soon.